Happy Valentine's, fellow photographers. Today we're going to be talking about custom bokeh. Okay, first off, let's get rid of the elephant in the room, the pronunciation. I've heard bokeh pronounced numerous different ways, whether it's bokeh, bokeh, or various other pronunciations. I watched a video a while back. A linguist was asking different photographers how they pronounced it, and he came across this one photographer from Japan who mentioned that bokeh is how it's pronounced in most regions. Certain regions will add a higher pitch Y on the end of it, but according to that video, that is the correct pronunciation. So I'm going to stick with bokeh. It's what I've been using since I first heard the word. You're welcome to use whatever word you feel is best for it. But let's get into what is bokeh. Bokeh is the aesthetic quality of the blur produced in out of focus parts of the image, specifically the highlights. So think of a bunch of tiny street lights or a bunch of little Christmas lights or something like that. They produce that little circle that's kind of out of focus and just kind of towards the back of your image. It produces this cool aesthetic. So to create a custom bokeh, we're going to be changing the shape of those little circles that are produced into a custom shape. Because it's Valentine's Day, we're going to be creating heart-shaped bokeh. So what you're going to need. First off, you're going to need your lens. You're going to need some razor blades, some tape, scissors, and construction paper. Okay, so now that we have all of that, we're going to open up our construction paper, and we're going to get some black sheets of construction paper. All right, so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take our lens and roll the paper around our lens. Grab our tape. And put a little piece of tape on it so we hold that size. Next, we're just going to take the height of the lens and we're just going to cut this paper down so that's shorter. And we're going to put a little more tape on it. Just to kind of hold its shape a little better. And now this ring will fit over your lens. All right, so now I forgot to mention you might need a pen or a marker or something. We're just going to draw a circle around our lens here. And we're going to cut out that circle. All right, and this is going to be the same shape as your lens. All right, I'm going to cut out 4 circles like this. All right, so now that we have our 4 shapes cut out the size of our lens, we're going to draw 4 different hearts on them. Now, everything I've ever heard about this says that you want your whole cutout to be about 1/3 of the size of your lens. So we're going to do that for 2 of them. We're going to do one smaller and we're going to do one larger just so we can kind of see what those effects are. So now I'm just going to draw 4 hearts. Then we're going to get out a razor blade. And this is where I hope Skip stays away. Now this piece of cardboard that's been here the whole time, this is just so I have something to cut on. Okay, so next we're going to take another piece of paper and we're going to cut out a square just larger than the circles we cut. Then we're going to take our pen and we're just going to cut a circle out of the inside of that square. Now we're going to put the sleeve back over our lens. We're going to take the square we just cut out and we're going to tape it to our sleeve. Now, the only purpose of that is to help stop a little bit of the light leaks. Now, our shapes we cut out will still fit and show up through there. So now all we can do is go ahead and take some test pictures and see what happens. All right, so I keep having to change my setup because the cats like to destroy my dinosaurs that I have set up to take a picture of. So right now, if you look through the lens, what you will see here is this is normal bokeh, what you would normally see. All right, so we have our shapes cut out here. Got the camera recording. I've got the lens on manual focus mode. And as you can see here, we can look through at our subject here, and we can see some bokeh on the lights in the background with my cat trying to eat the lights. But let's start with our largest shape here. Now, we're just going to stick it up front. We're not going to tape anything yet because this is just to kind of look. So if you look at the bokeh, even if I change the focus a little bit, you can see a very mild change in the shape, but not enough to call it a custom bokeh. So largest shape, out. Now let's go for one of our next larger shapes. And we got to get the cat not to block the camera. And as you can see here, it's got a little more of a custom shape to it, but it's still really not that much of a heart. So next largest shape is out. So now let's go to our smallest shape. We put that over, we can actually see some hearts in there now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to tape this over our covering here. Okay, so now we're going to have to adjust our camera a little bit to fit our subject in that small little hole that we have as an opening now. And looks like Godzilla just wrecked the dinosaurs. Skip. No. Okay, so what I did was I moved the lights further back. I moved my subject closer to the lens, zoomed in a little bit. I'm shooting at a very low f-stop, very open. That way I get less depth of field. That way my lights in the background will appear out of focus. That way the bokeh will actually show up. So as you can see, we're working with a very small amount of our actual sensor. A lot of it's just blacked out. So our image is going to be smaller. So you're not going to produce very large images doing this, but it is a way that you can adjust your custom bokeh. Now, I'm going to throw up a couple pictures here that I'm about to take, just so you can kind of see what they can look like. So if you actually take the time to draw better shapes, you will get better bokeh than the ones I'm getting here. This is just quickly hand drawn, and apparently I don't draw hearts very well. You can also go to like a Walmart or a Office Depot or something like that and get the little hole punch kind of things that are in custom shapes. I'm pretty sure I've seen them in hearts and stars and all these different kinds of things. So that might be an option for you to do as well. But mostly just kind of have fun with it, play with it, and see what kind of results you get. That's it for today. Happy Valentine's Day, happy shooting, and I will see you next week.